Hello, Varshil here and welcome to part 2 of my 240 gallon aquarium series. So last week I set up the aquarium and filtration. Stay tuned for next week for the scape. You can kind of see here. To make sure you don't miss that, click the subscribe button and click the bell icon. You'll get a notification. It's completely free and helps my channel out. Anyways, this video is called Inspiration. The reason I named it that is because I went to Karnataka to visit a few, aquarium rich places. You'll see what I mean. I visited a few ponds, rivers and aquascaping stores to get the idea on how to scape this tank, both for looking really nice and it being really naturalistic. Let's get into the video. Action is going to be part of this trip.
Also, action is going to be a part of this trip.
Yes, that's what I just said.
YouTube will not know what you are saying.
So first I was going to Bangalore to visit a lot of pet stores, see what kinds of fish other places in India had, and sadly we were interrupted by a problem. So it's currently around 10 hours from the time I last made the video and there is a problem. We might get delayed to Bangalore. Literally 8 hours of driving and half an hour before we got to the hotel in Bangalore, this car broke down. We don't know why.
And it's been 3 hours since it broke down.
Yeah.
And then for one other person to tow the car, it'll take for at least like 6 hours. And then for going us to a hotel, like half an hour at least. So it's gonna take at least 7 hours for us.
Yeah.
So we might reach at
This is
3
going
o'clock
to
in the morning.
Yeah, hopefully, thankfully my plans for Bangalore, which is the Aquascape, ADA Aquascaping Gallery tour, that's tomorrow. So yeah, I'll give you an update now. Thankfully, we were picked up by a French driver, but we still arrived pretty late and we were pretty tired. So thankfully, we've managed to come here to the hotel. And yeah, but there's some bad news. The car we were going with actually got spoiled by a lot, and I'm not really sure whether it can completely get fixed by tomorrow. And yeah, we may have to cancel a few things like camping. Just get inspired by, I don't know why I did this, but get inspired by the nature for Leo's paludarium. And yeah, I'm still probably going to do the ADA India gallery tour, so that's something interesting. Anyways, we have a pretty interesting day for tomorrow planned ahead and hope tomorrow goes well. Next morning, we didn't really have that much time to kill. I don't know why people keep saying that. But anyways, I visited a few pet stores in the time I did have. But I didn't really take a lot of photos or videos. But a place I did go where I absolutely loved it was the ADA headquarters in Bangalore, Stillwater Aquatics. Here I saw some really interesting aquariums. One particularly which caught my eye was this one by Adip Raj. It was an epiphytic tank with mainly Java fern and Amnubias, and it was really natural, resembling the rivers of that area. These aquariums are a really good example of really interesting home aquariums where it looks really good. Even though I really liked most of them, I still enjoy the more naturalistic things like black water and biotopes much more. A few honorable mentions include Dave Chow's Mountain Aquarium, which looked pretty nice, but I also really liked Adam Pascala's uh, kind of origami, but more of this. It's hard to explain, but it's like a crypt garden tank. I really liked it. All of these aquariums were really expensive due to the ADA branding, but I still think that it could be made for a lot cheaper for a home aquarium with the right tools. I also bought around $75 worth of plants and substrate for my big aquarium. The rest of the day was dedicated to driving to Coorg, Karnataka, where I heard there were a lot of lakes because it was a pretty natural place. I also wanted to find a lot of turtles there, which sadly that couldn't be possible because turtles are extremely endangered. They're actually the most endangered vertebrate on the planet. So yeah, spread awareness about turtles. Anyways, the next day I went trekking and found some really interesting things, including a waterfall.
So what's the ambience I'm trying to got the dots?
Don't mind him, please don't. Anyways, hello Varshil here. Welcome to a new video. I'm currently in a Western Ghats, a huge, massive forest. And why did I come here? Well, a few months ago, I decided to do a huge, massive planted tank for my Oscars, turtle, and other South American fish. So I decided I want to really get inspired by nature and just see all the, well, really what the entire process in natural rivers. It's going to be a terrarium, so even the forest has to be bioactive. And of course, I couldn't go to the Amazon rainforest. What do you think? I'm Bill Gates or something? So I came to the next best thing. I came to the next best thing here in the Indian Western Ghats. It's a massive forest, and I'm going to be trekking it and going to a waterfall. Wish me luck.
No, don't give him lovely dive.
This whole area is based on the roots of all these big trees. The waterfalls there, by the way. This area is extremely slippery. Thankfully, I'm wearing some really high quality shoes, but yeah. I think I can hear the. Oops. I think I can hear the waterfall. Or is that just wind? This area is also really windy. Drop the camera. So action. By the way, I need you to do something for me. I need you to collect as many leaves as possible.
Right.
Katapa leaves.
Cut up
Not katappa leaves. Basically leaves for my big aquarium.
Not know how does it?
Basically I put some leaves inside the aquarium and
I don't. I do not know how they look. I don't know. I do not ask how do you put it.
you don't know how a leaf looks. Yeah, it's slippery. So we arrived at the waterfall, not really waterfall. Sorry if you can't hear me, it's really loud. But this is actually perfectly what I'm looking for in my big aquarium. So you can see Akshan pretending to be a horse and fish. But this is red gravel and sand. This includes a lot of pebbles. That's something I really didn't consider. I now want to put a lot of pebbles inside. It looks pretty nice, and if you look at that area, you can see roots coming out from the above trees. Those are some creeping trees. That looks really natural. This whole area is perfect. Not only is the bacteria filtering the water there, I was going to say aquarium water, but no, that's not an aquarium. But one thing we overlook inside our aquariums is plants. The plants there filter a lot more of the water, and this was just our observation, not some scientific discovery or anything. But I think the plants filter more water than the bacteria, and the main filtration plants are the terrestrial ones, including big ones. For example, I saw a massive 250-year-old mango tree there. That one probably filtered a lot of the water. So yeah, I'm currently in the middle of, what is the river again? The Kaveri river. It's a pretty big river. It starts from here and goes up till Tamil Nadu, and hopefully we can find some pretty interesting turtles, birds, who knows what. So this is a really old mango tree. How old again?
250.
Oh, 250-year-old mango. So one of the main reasons I wanted to come here is to just look at the nature, to get inspiration for my big 240-gallon aquarium. But here's the thing. There's one more reason I actually wanted to come here, and it's to look at the wildlife. You see, turtles are extremely endangered in the wild, and they're actually the most endangered vertebrate on planet. So I really wanted to find some of the native species. This area is home to more than 15 different species of turtle, but sadly, since they're so endangered, they're really hard to find. This area is also native to other fish, some common to the aquarium trade, things like Denisoni barbs, uh, mascara barbs, different kinds of gourami, and many more. But others not so common, like snakeheads. So around this time something really bad happened, and I would like to mention this in this video just to keep the timeline well understandable. But uh, Oscar, my favorite fish, actually disappeared. I kept track of all my aquariums via a webcam, and I thought that Leo well ate him, which was a really big possibility because Leo is a red-eared slider. But well, that wasn't the case. Oscar was just too big. Oscar was almost double the size of Leo, so I didn't really think that was a possibility. Uh, and I couldn't really check for myself too. But basically what happened was Oscar got hit by an electric shock because of a pump malfunction. This is something I found out after I came back, and yeah, he was missing for a long time. I think he was stuck behind the pump, this tank's return pump. I kept him in the sump, and he sadly passed away during that time, and I couldn't save him because well, I was in Bangalore. Oscar did well survive for a bit more time, and I got a few ideas on how to improve this tank because of him. And yeah, just it's sad. However, this is well, things happen like this all the time, which is the main reason we have to go out to nature and experiment. And if that's a note I would like to end this video on, well, it's experiment and try to replicate nature, not other people. Although it's completely acceptable if you would like to replicate something which you saw, go for it. But try to experiment with new things, and keep finding new discoveries with aquariums. And yeah, this also helps in conservation of lot of species. Animals are extremely important, whether it's turtles, oscars, or any other species. We have to keep them alive. In fact, animals are inspiration for a lot of the inventions that humans make. So yeah, that's the note I would like to end this video on. Keep experimenting and try doing different things. Oscar's death made me change this tank's pump to a DC pump, which allowed me to change the flow and all. And I'm testing out what the flow does to different kinds of fish. Well, you'll see it all in the next video. Subscribe to this channel, put the notification bell icon on. I also have a new Patreon if you would like to support this channel. And yeah, until the next time, peace out.